Have you ever pondered why your feet occasionally experience numbness following specific workouts? You might believe it's merely a sign of aging or a slight annoyance, but what if I revealed that certain exercises, which you've been led to believe are beneficial, could actually be exacerbating that numbness? Even more concerning, they might be quietly harming your nerves, heightening your chances of falling, and taking away your autonomy. Having traversed the journey of life for numerous decades, I can share from my own experience that not every form of movement contributes positively to our well-being, particularly as we grow older. Today, I wish to address my esteemed peers, those who have gracefully crossed the thresholds of 60, 70, and beyond. It is essential to safeguard the mobility and strength that remain with us. It begins with understanding which exercises to steer clear of. Let's explore the 5 exercises that may be quietly damaging your feet and impacting your future. Before we get started, if you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you click that button and activate the bell so you won't miss any health tips tailored specifically for you. If this video resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments. If that's the case, please type 0 to share how I can enhance the content for you. 1. Stationary cycling, particularly on recumbent bicycles. For numerous older adults, the stationary bike serves as a refuge, a cozy spot to engage in indoor exercise while minimizing the risk of falling. The recumbent bike, featuring a supportive backrest and smooth pedals, appears to be an ideal option for those with aging joints. We gather, we cycle, and we reassure ourselves that our efforts are meaningful. What if I revealed that this comfort is precisely where the peril lurks? It's easy to forget that prolonged sitting on these devices exerts pressure on some of the most delicate nerves in our lower body, particularly the sciatic nerve, which extends from the lower spine through the hips and down to the feet. When this nerve experiences compression or irritation, it won't be long before you begin to notice that familiar tingling sensation, along with numbness in the soles of your feet or the tips of your toes. What starts as a slight discomfort can gradually transform into a more significant issue, leading to persistent nerve damage that intensifies, diminishes your sense of feeling, disrupts your balance, and undermines your confidence. However, the journey continues. For older adults dealing with diabetes, poor circulation, or spinal problems, prolonged use of a stationary bike can restrict essential blood flow to the lower limbs, intensifying and prolonging feelings of numbness. It's more than mere discomfort, it's an indication that your body is experiencing distress. As our feet become numb, we find ourselves unable to respond, to walk correctly, to sense pain or pressure. This creates an environment ripe for falls, injuries, and a cascade of health issues that may prove difficult to overcome. I've witnessed friends, resilient, energetic, and fiercely determined, who found themselves in rehabilitation centers, not due to illness, but because of a fleeting moment when their foot failed to respond. They were oblivious to the curb, the mat, the edge of the stairs. What is the reason? The warning signs of numbness were disregarded. Because they continued to engage in activities that subtly drained their energy. This is not intended to instill fear, cherished audience. It aims to rouse you softly, but with a sense of immediacy. Your body possesses a wisdom that often goes unrecognized. And when it murmurs through tingling toes, it beckons for transformation, not opposition. Thus, the inquiry arises, what are we inadvertently inflicting upon ourselves in the future? The next common exercise may catch you off guard, as it exerts pressure not on your feet, but directly on your spine. Let's examine this in more detail. If you're still tuned in and discovering these insights valuable, please drop a number 1 in the comments to show your support. Next, we shall proceed to the second point. 2. Reaching for the toes and bending forward. Initially, toe touches appear innocuous, perhaps even beneficial. A movement practiced since youth, one that seems designed to ease the body and maintain flexibility. As we grow older, the importance of maintaining flexibility is a common piece of wisdom we often hear. Many embrace this guidance, convinced that a daily stretch can ward off the inevitable stiffness that comes with age. However, the reality for seniors is more intricate and, to be honest, considerably more perilous. With age, the spine tends to show less mercy. The discs in the lower back experience a loss of hydration, leading to a narrowing of space between the vertebrae, which can result in increased compression of the nerves. As you extend into a deep toe touch or bend down swiftly, particularly without adequate support, you place the lower spine in a precarious position. While it might seem like a satisfying stretch at the time, what's truly occurring is the potential compression of spinal nerves, which are responsible for sensation in your legs, ankles, and feet. This pinching doesn't always cry out in agony. At times, there's a stillness, a gentle hum in the feet, an unusual tingling in the toes, as if one is treading upon clouds of cotton. Once that numbness sets in, it can linger like an unwelcome visitor. I've encountered individuals who began each morning with their usual stretches, yet after weeks or months, they discovered they could no longer feel their feet as they once did. A seemingly ordinary routine transformed into the catalyst for enduring nerve damage. What's particularly concerning is the ease with which this type of damage can go unnoticed. Numbness is often brushed aside as merely a sign of poor circulation. We convince ourselves it's merely a facet of growing older. However, in reality, these forward bends are jeopardizing your autonomy. A single poorly executed stretch or a minor misalignment can lead to significant suffering in the spine, creating effects that resonate throughout the entire body. I express this not to instill fear, but to ensure safety. As you reach your 60s, each movement should be purposeful, focusing on your well-being rather than merely extending your limits. What you require is a sense of steadiness, not tension. Your back has seen better days, and it warrants a gentler approach to its care. Consider the seemingly harmless act of touching your toes. It could result in nerve damage. Now, think about the impact of repetitive jumping and pounding on hard surfaces. The toll it takes on your feet can be significant, particularly when the warning signs go unnoticed until it's too late. Let's reveal the next concealed danger together. 3. High-impact aerobics, jumping jacks, step aerobics. There was a moment in our lives when the thrill of rapid movement, the intensity of sweat, and the exhilaration of soaring through the air filled us with a sense of strength and vitality. We were raised in a time that embraced movement, with jazzercise sessions, step routines, and television programs brimming with lively tunes and daring assurances, urging us to keep active and remain youthful. Yet, what remained unspoken during those formative years was that the very actions we cherished in our youth might evolve into quiet saboteurs as we aged. High-impact exercises such as jumping jacks or step aerobics may pose more risks than benefits for those over 60, particularly if you are experiencing foot numbness, neuropathy, or thinning fat pads on the soles of your feet. With every leap, every powerful descent transmits a shockwave through the feet, traveling up to the knees and resonating deep within the spine. When your nerves are already delicate, these impacts can lead to micro-damage that builds up over time, resulting in numbness becoming more persistent and perilous. The most poignant aspect is that numerous seniors partake in these routines driven by a sense of discipline and a glimmer of hope. They endure discomfort, believing they are exhibiting strength, yet in truth, they might be causing irreversible harm. A woman in her late 70s, brimming with vitality and dedication, participated in a group aerobics class 3 times a week. She expressed her desire to keep moving forward without any hesitation. However, after several months, she started to experience a loss of sensation in her toes. Then arrived the turbulence. Then came the descent. All because she failed to see that those rapid, forceful steps were eroding her foundation with each session. The peril of these exercises often doesn't reveal itself right away. The sensation of numbness gradually intensifies. The body learns to cope with pain, conceals it, and persuades us to persevere. Yet, when we overlook the subtle hints of tingling feet or aching joints, we forfeit the opportunity to safeguard what remains functional. Once we lose our sense of feeling, even a simple stroll across the kitchen floor turns into a perilous endeavor. Maintaining an active lifestyle is crucial, yet the way we engage in movement needs to progress. Movement ought to be a source of healing for us at this moment, rather than a cause of pain. Consider the risks involved when you stand on one leg, maintaining that position while your foot supports the entirety of your weight. It's a precarious balance that can lead to unforeseen consequences. Next, we have an exercise that appears elegant, yet could very well be the most unsettling of the bunch. If you're still tuned in and appreciating these insights, please drop a number 1 in the comments to let me know you're present. Let's continue with point number 4. 4. Extended standing yoga postures. Tree stance, warrior stance. The calming and restorative benefits of yoga have been widely celebrated for a long time. For numerous older adults, it seems like an ideal combination of awareness and movement, a soothing method to remain in tune with the body. Yoga has the potential to bring about healing. However, certain yoga poses may not be suitable for older individuals, particularly those that require extended balance on one leg. Poses such as tree or warrior, while aesthetically pleasing, can quietly become pitfalls for individuals grappling with numbness or instability in their feet. Many people overlook the fact that prolonged standing in such positions, with all your weight resting on a single foot, can significantly strain the delicate and often vulnerable nerves in your feet and ankles. For individuals in their 60s or 70s, particularly those dealing with neuropathy or arthritis, this can lead to an increase in numbness. It's more than merely losing equilibrium. It involves depriving the nerves of oxygen while overwhelming their limits, leading them to malfunction. As the nerves waver, the feeling in your feet diminishes, akin to a light slowly extinguishing. The earth below shifts, becoming strange and uncertain. It's not solely about power anymore. It concerns safety. I once encountered a retired firefighter, full of pride and discipline, who embraced yoga to restore his flexibility. He perfected each pose. However, the subtle task of maintaining those standing positions for an extended period resulted in a gradual numbness in his right foot. In time, he lost the sensation of the floor beneath his feet as he walked. One misstep off a curb, and everything shifted for him. A broken hip, extensive rehabilitation, and the unsettling awareness that the very stance that once embodied his strength had now revealed the boundaries of his physical capabilities. With the passage of time, the importance of balance deepens. However, that doesn't imply we should jeopardize our well-being to uphold it. There exist more secure methods to foster stability, approaches that honor the transformations in our joints, nerves, and circulation. Yoga is not the adversary. It simply requires adjustment to the current phase we find ourselves in. Being tall is far less important than being safe. And if stillness can significantly impact your nerve health, what about the one activity that many of us engage in without a second thought? Strolling. Particularly when prolonged, in footwear that lacks proper support, on unforgiving surfaces. The ultimate concealed threat might catch you off guard, as it's probably woven into your everyday life. 5. Extended strolls in unsuitable shoes. Walking appears to be the most straightforward and secure way to stay active. Health professionals endorse it, wellness publications celebrate it, and countless individuals incorporate it into their daily routines. We tie our shoelaces and remind ourselves that we are engaging in an act that benefits our hearts, our joints, and our minds. Imagine if I revealed that even the simple act of walking, a fundamental and instinctual movement of placing one foot before the other, can turn detrimental if we aren't mindful of our technique, the distance we cover, and particularly the footwear we choose. With the passage of time, the anatomy of our feet undergoes transformation. Fat pads that once provided comfort with every step begin to diminish, arches may falter, and the delicate nerves in our feet can become increasingly sensitive, or even worse, start to deteriorate. Walking long distances without the right footwear, shoes that provide genuine arch support, adequate cushioning, and a spacious toe box, doesn't merely lead to discomfort, it paves the way for potential nerve damage over time. Inadequate footwear can constrict sensitive nerves, particularly the tibial and plantar nerves that traverse the sole and extend into the toes. The gradual compression can result in numbness, tingling, and an eerie sensation as if your feet have become detached from your body. The combination of repetitive stress from traversing hard pavement, uneven sidewalks, or slippery floors sets the stage for a perfect storm of nerve irritation, inflammation, and loss of balance. I recall a neighbor of mine, a gentle soul in his early 80s, who took his morning walks, no matter the weather. He donned the same well-worn sneakers he'd cherished for years, firmly believing they were perfectly broken in and supremely comfortable. Yet gradually, the sensation in his feet began to fade further. He was oblivious as he stepped on a small stone, unaware of the blister developing from the seam chafing against his heel. When he finally reached out for assistance, a minor injury had escalated into a serious infection. It wasn't the journey that caused him harm, it was the journey taken without safeguards. Indeed, one must ensure that their feet are well supported and their senses sharp for a safe stroll. As numbness settles in, it takes away more than mere feeling, it robs us of our awareness. Awareness is the foundation that maintains our balance, ensures our safety, and empowers us to take charge. Before you head out the door tomorrow, take a moment to reflect. Are your shoes supporting you or quietly undermining your stride? Having revealed these concealed risks, you may be pondering what alternative actions we can take with assurance. Is there a method to maintain strength, flexibility, and balance without jeopardizing the essential aspects of ourselves? Let's delve into the practices that genuinely respect the aging body and support its flourishing. Consider an alternative approach. Upon discovering the exercises that may be detrimental to your feet and nerves, it's understandable to experience feelings of uncertainty, perhaps even a sense of discouragement. One might ponder, if biking, stretching excessively, jumping, or even walking for extended periods are off the table, what options remain for me? Allow me to share that there remains an abundance of possibilities ahead of you. It's not merely about maintaining activity, it's about engaging in movement thoughtfully, with a sense of care and compassion for the body that has carried you through years of experience. This phase of existence isn't focused on demonstrating resilience as we used to. It's about selecting actions that honor the knowledge and delicacy of a maturing physique. It's about activities that don't strain your nerves, but rather nurture them. That rejuvenate your joints without wearing them out. You are worthy of that level of attention, and it is entirely within your reach. Begin by welcoming soft, assisted motion. Chair yoga offers a gentle way to stretch and engage in deep breathing, all while ensuring that your spine and feet remain comfortable and supported. It opens up room within the body and soothes the nervous system, a necessity for everyone. Consider engaging in water-based activities such as swimming or water aerobics. The water cradles your body, alleviates joint discomfort, and enhances blood flow, all while being gentle on your feet. This activity stands out as one of the safest and most revitalizing ways for older adults to stay active. A brief daily stroll, lasting merely 10 or 15 minutes, can be restorative, provided it's undertaken in well-fitting footwear that genuinely supports your feet. Not merely footwear that offers comfort, but specifically crafted for the needs of mature feet. Your body perceives the change, even if you don't immediately recognize it. Then we have Tai Chi, a gentle, flowing discipline that enhances balance, coordination, and fosters a sense of inner tranquility. Only fluid, intentional motions, devoid of any jarring or abrupt actions. I've witnessed individuals in their 80s start Tai Chi and reclaim a sense of confidence they believed was lost to time. Above all, pay close attention to what your body is telling you. The aim is not to force, but to maintain. In moments of uncertainty, consult a physical therapist who is attuned to the unique requirements of older adults. A plan can be crafted specifically for your unique condition and aspirations. Keep in mind, movement isn't solely about increasing your efforts. It's about honoring what your body needs in this moment. Let's select activities that respect our age, safeguard our well-being, and provide us with the blessing of secure independence for many more years ahead. Concluding reflections. A communication from one experienced individual to another. As the years pass, I have gained a wealth of insights. It has revealed to me the elegance of taking a step back, the significance of being fully engaged, and the subtle strength that comes with understanding. Yet, One of the most profound lessons that the passage of time has imparted to me is this. Our bodies communicate with us, gently at first, then more insistently if we ignore their messages. The peculiar tingling in your feet, the persistent ache in your lower back following a stretch, the loss of balance that resembles clumsiness, these are not mere coincidences of aging. Your body is softly nudging you, urging you to be kind. I have held you close for quite a while. I kindly ask for your care at this moment. In our youth, we navigated through discomfort without a second thought. We pushed ourselves to run faster, leap further, and lift more weight. Not due to a lack of discomfort, but rather because we held the belief that true strength lay in overlooking it. We believed that resilience lay in our capacity to withstand challenges. However, resilience has taken on a new meaning altogether. We possess the capacity to evolve, to modify, and to honor the body we have, even as it transforms over time. I have reached the remarkable age of 90. I've witnessed the cycles of existence unfold, observing resilient individuals stumble, not due to frailty, but because they failed to acknowledge the quiet toll on their spirits, their bodies, their equilibrium. Unbeknownst to them, certain exercises they had relied on for years were gradually undermining their very foundation. No one informed them, so they remained unaware. Let me share this with you, not from a place of authority, but as someone who has experienced life and understands the deeper realities that often go unnoticed. Motion remains crucial. Our bodies yearn for it. However, action should arise from a sense of purpose rather than sheer force. There's no longer a need for us to demonstrate anything. What we require at this moment is to safeguard what remains, to uphold the autonomy we cherish, and to place safety above toil. If you've experienced numbness in your feet after a walk, a stretch, or some time on the bike, it's important not to ignore it. The sensation of numbness is a subtle murmur from your nerves, indicating that all may not be well. It's not an issue to dread, but rather one to respect, as overlooking it now could lead to confronting something much graver in the future. I've started to view my feet not merely as instruments that transport me, but as silent allies that have accompanied me through each phase of my existence. They've guided me through the spectrum of emotions, joy, pain, loss, and love. They've twirled, faltered, sprinted, and paused in awe. At this moment, they are worthy of compassion. They merit footwear that accommodates, activities that rejuvenate, and a rhythm that honors the time they've faced. And so do yours. There exists a serene grace in taking your time, not out of necessity, but by your own deliberate choice. There's a power in selecting activities that require less from you, yet offer something in return, something enduring, something restorative. In this phase of existence, it's not about repeating past actions. It's about choosing what serves you best in this moment. That could involve reducing the amount of walking, yet enhancing the quality of each step, stretching with a mindful approach rather than intensity, and replacing old habits with movements that prioritize foot safety, nerve tranquility, and steady balance. The ability to mold your destiny remains in your hands. Your options continue to hold significance. You have the power to prevent numbness from evolving into something more perilous. One can opt to learn the lesson before a fall or fracture compels it upon them. Start today with intention, moving at your own pace. Each step you take, no matter how gradual or assisted, carries significance. This body still holds my care. This life remains precious to me. I remain hopeful about what lies ahead. As a fellow senior, I urge you to prioritize the health of your feet. They represent the very essence of your structure. They connect you to every destination you aspire to reach. Should you ever find yourself questioning if it's too late to alter your path, let me reassure you, it is not. There's always an opportunity to embrace a new way of moving. It's always the right time to tune into your body with greater kindness. It's never too late to move ahead with insight rather than dwelling on the past. Choose the softer route. You'll be amazed at the strength it instills in you. These lessons aim to ignite your passion for living a life that is both vibrant and true to yourself. I'm eager to hear your thoughts. Pause for a moment to consider and express a lesson you've gained and intend to incorporate into your own journey. Let us uplift one another as we navigate this path toward accepting these realities. If this video resonated with you, kindly drop a comment with a 1. If that's the case, please don't hesitate to leave a comment with a 0. Your insights are incredibly valuable to us. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more engaging content like this. Thank you for tuning in, and here's to embracing life as you see fit.